Hey guys, welcome to another English commentary done by Diggity. This match is going to be between Luxury and Fantasy. It is set 7 actually, sorry, 7. KTF on the line, and this is not the opponent you want for Luxury on this map. Luxury, first of all, Fantasy very creative against zerg. I actually looks up his statistics in between games, and surprisingly, zerg is actually his lowest rated matchup. And I'm not sure what the cause of that is, but on paper, I think he's much better against zerg than he is the other two matches, even though Protoss is apparently Fantasy's best matchup statistically. Anyway, this is going to be on Neo Harmony, which is also about even according to the map statistics. Initially, I thought this would be a really strong zerg map, because even though you have two angles on that hatchery, you could still cover those two angles with just a couple sunken colonies. And then past that, it's difficult to contain zerg because they can squirt out from either direction. And then it's just a matter of taking your third base, which I thought we would see more Hydralisk Lurker play. And I thought from there, basically, yeah, it would be pretty zerg favorable, but shows you why I'm not a zerg expert. It's been just about even, and I guess taking that third base has proven more difficult for zerg players across the board than prior thought. I think a lot of Terran players have been doing is they've been going dropship and things like that, just to kind of bypass that. We've seen a little bit of mech, even though I don't think mech's very good on this map, mostly from up magic and players like that. And I like the way zerg have been playing on this map altogether. They've been playing very creatively. Luxury ended up beating Lita with a very creative build, completely faking him out on this map. Additionally, Jaedong beat up Magic with a very creative, just kind of throwing him off with sealing himself in, showing one tech when he's going another, that sort of thing. Looks like right off the bat, Luxury has that Overlord headed the upper left-hand corner, so he's going to have that valuable information first. The opposite end, Lita, we'll see what direction he sends that scout, whether he'll be able to get that information simultaneously or if that Overlord will come out in time. And it looks like we're seeing a 12th hatch build here from Luxury, but we'll see what Luxury does, and I can't say I can predict his play at this stage, because on this map I've seen just about everything, and I think that's the hallmark of a good map. That's just, I guess I can be opinionated about that, but that's why I like seeing it. It's not a very good map, Terran versus Protoss, but I think it's a fun map otherwise. Anyway, SCV Scout heading to that bottom left-hand corner, unfortunately for Fantasy, so he's not going to have the scouting information right off the bat. SKT, right there, you can see the entire team rooting for him, waiting expectantly, hoping they can close this out. Gas and spawning pool going down here for Luxury, so Luxury wants to get some gas, maybe to push tech a little bit here. Produce some zerglings to kill that SCV Scout should have come along the way. Second supply depot here for Fantasy. So Fantasy looks like he's setting up. I'm not seeing a second barracks go down. I'm not seeing that gas go down. So it looks like he's going to set up to take his expansion and play a little bit more of the Medic Marine game. We already know he's going to that Medic Marine game because he didn't seal that front door. He didn't grab that gas to this stage. Luxury already mining that gas. So very quick gas for Luxury. Looks like he's going to go, yeah, push some sort of tech, which really suggests he's probably going to go for some sort of 2-hatchery build at this stage. He could go for Zergling speed. And just produce a lot of Zerglings, try to push that secondary, but that needs to be careful with that Overlord. It's going to be backing up. There's Fantasy taking that secondary now. SCV Scout coming back home, but I can't imagine this is going to be an all-in build from Luxury. Just seeing how he's been playing lately, especially with that SCV Scout wandering in and seeing that quick tech to layer already, and a couple Zerglings being produced, he's going to have to get that bunker up momentarily. But yeah, the Zergling's starting to pour out. Let's see if they go after that SCV initially. It looks like they could test that front door. That Overlord sees it had vision there, but the timing's going to be off. That bunker should be finished by the time those Zerglings approach, and there should be enough Marines and SCVs to keep that up. They might be able to get a run by, but Fantasy, again, he knows these Zerglings are coming. He might be able to get a blockade along the way, and I'm not sure that Luxury wants to sacrifice Zerglings at this stage in a 2-hatchery build. I think he would much rather kill that SCV Scout early and then just kind of hide the tech direction he's going. So, and we'll see. And keep in mind what he could do is he can go either direction. I think he can go Lurker quickly, at which point he could be playing into Fantasy's hands a little bit there at that stage, because that essentially means he is in fact going to go for that 3 o'clock base. He's going to go for that ramp, and he's just going to try to hold it in the Fae, but Fantasy could preempt that by, again, going dropship, something like that, getting quick science vessels out. Or he can go Mutalisks and try to play a little bit more of a map control game, take a third base somewhere, most likely in that bottom right-hand corner. which I will not say. Again, I've seen these games, so I won't say whether that is the case or not. Although it is, that's essentially a spoiler. Or he can go all in off those Mulusks, which, again, Fantasy should be well prepared for. Fantasy saw that Spire go down. He actually came up, he saw that second gas, he saw the drone saturation. So he has a pretty good indicator that that basically he's going to be facing Mulusks. He should have weapons one as well as range. Looks like Luxury testing that front door. Looks like Marine's already in that back lane just in case the Zerglings. Excuse me. Got into commentary for the first time. Hope it didn't make you guys yawn. Long night for me, actually. I woke up at like 2 and haven't been able to sleep since. As I'm doing this commentary, it's 8 a.m. And there's that drone, yeah, already putting up that hatchery, that bottom right-hand corner. So essentially the game plan at this stage for Luxury is create as much distance between Luxury's force, Fantasy's forces and his. Use those Mulos to pick off troops as much as possible in between if they try to approach that base. That Zergling taking looks like a hit and just going to start wandering off from that stage. Looks like that Sun Colony, just a single Sun Colony up because he's going to have the 6 Mulusks to help defend alongside. And Fantasy, if he commits all those forces, first of all, they get wiped out. And second of all, he'd have to deal with the Mulusk harass opposite that. So coming back to home base. Let's see if he'll have the defenses up. I assume he will, simply because he saw this coming. That he had this completely scouted, so he should be pretty solid in his defense. SCV starting to wander that bottom right-hand corner, so needs to hurry. Well, might be able to comstat that expansion in the bottom right-hand corner. SCV is going to get killed before it manages to get there, but I think Fantasy has a pretty good idea of where that's at. A couple turrets going up, critically one at the ramp, and a Hydral Sten being produced right after that to produce perhaps some lurkers in that bottom right-hand corner to kind of pad that defense. So the Mutalisks to just kind of wither those forces down, and then the what's the word I'm looking for? Lurkers afterwards to provide some padded defense and maybe do some. And that's the nice thing with lurker approaches. You can come from multiple angles as well. That bunker doesn't cover as much as you'd really want it to. It is hugging that command center, so it will provide some defense. But Luxury, he doesn't have enough mules to really do this against this large a force here, so he should back off. I think this is just more to keep those he just wants to keep them at home. Fantasy knows that he's only going up against, what is that, 6? I think 6 at this stage. But yeah, that bunker in that position should defend, but still lurkers can plant at the bottom. They can take out those turrets at that location. Looks like Luxury's going to wander up. He will be able to pick off an SCV, keep a third turret from going up. But that's the nice thing from Zerg is there's lots of approaches you can take to attack. And dedicating, a little bit longer than I thought he would. Bring up the Zerglings as well. For a second there, it looked like he was going to go all in. But backing off now. That'll keep Fantasy in his base a lot longer as well. And it looks like Drone's going to be transferred a very, very long ways into that bottom right-hand corner. Firebat being produced, so maybe he wants to take another shot at that front door. But or maybe, and some Zerglings able to sneak, and that looks like that bunker doesn't quite help. And Luxury trying to